What is the lottery? Well, whenever I talk about a topic, I like to look up what other people have said about the topic. So, here, let's read some of these quotes about the lottery. A lottery ticket, a voluntary tax paid by people who are extremely bad at math. Now, I'm going to guess two things here. One, people who play the lottery didn't flunk math. Two, this has discouraged exactly zero people not to play the lottery. Um, but in any case, here's another one very similar. The lottery is a tax on people who flunked math. Um, now, here is my quote about the lottery. And my quote is: the lottery is a voluntary tax. The participants eagerly and voluntarily tax themselves, and they complain less about who gets their tax money because it is chosen by dumb luck rather than politicians. Now, I created that quote, and I predicted that. I try to like channel Mark Twain. I try to channel. Okay, I've read a bunch of his quotes, and I didn't see his quote about the lottery, and I imagine what he might write about the lottery. And when I looked up, and sure enough, Mark Twain already has a quote about the lottery, and it is: the lottery is a government institution, and the poor its best patrons. And I love this quote because he's absolutely correct. Because, the people that need the money the most would find the lottery the most compelling. Either you have a really big medical bill or you're extremely poor. And obviously, the lottery would do a couple of things. The people that are the poorest would have the biggest gain. They would notice the biggest difference in their lives by winning the lottery. I mean, if you're already a billionaire and you win another almost a billion, that is a huge increase. But I'm assuming that the people that already have an insane amount of money, it's almost like it's background noise at that point. It's almost unreal. You become numb to the money, and I am going to do a thought experiment. Well, before I do that, I'm going to take a look at the winning lottery number. Now, the winning lottery number was 10, 33, 41, 47, 56, and Powerball 10. Now, the chances of you winning the lottery are 1 in $292.2 million. 292.2 million. Now, that's 1, and that's almost 0, but it's not exactly 0. And if you don't play the lottery, it will be exactly 0. So, I can't fault people for wanting to play the lottery, but just be aware that your chances are 292 million to 1 against. And now, here's another fact. The lottery, if you were to play the lottery ticket of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Powerball 6, that is equally as ridiculous a number to play as 10, 33, 41, 47, 56, Powerball 10. Now, I'm going to make a couple of predictions. Now, because I said in this video that the winning lottery number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Powerball 6, there's a chance now that a couple of people will now start to play that number. And if you do, here's what I predict. There might be multiple winners for that number. So you're already setting yourself up to share the winning ticket if you play that number. So it's not it's not a smart move. The second thing that will happen is if you win that lottery number, no media outlet would not report it. Everyone would know that you won with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and Powerball 6. Now, this is the way that the human mind works. It doesn't realize that is exactly as ridiculous as this winning lottery number. It has exactly the same odds of winning as the winning lottery number that I'm looking at right now. And because of the way that the human mind works, everyone would think that you cheated if you won with that lottery number. So all in all, bad choice. Do not use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Powerball 6. But recognize that number is as ridiculous as any other random number combination. All right, now going back to the now, I imagine that a very rich person to a very rich person, let's say like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or Jeff Bezos, that do you suppose that they go down to the liquor store to buy lottery tickets when the jackpot is at $2 billion? Because even to them, I think $2 billion would be pretty significant. um, I almost think that it wouldn't. I mean, at the amount of money that they possess, it's almost mind numbing. You can't actually humanly comprehend that amount of money in a meaningful way. And I'm going to prove to you in a thought experiment that you already have something worth more than $997.6 million dollars, and every day you don't care about it. So here's my thought experiment. Now I'm going to give you, in my thought experiment, I can do amazing things like give you, in my thought experiment, $997.6 million dollars. I can just make it appear out of thin air, give it to you, and in exchange, I am now going to remove all of the air around you. And when I do this, you are going to discover something you had never thought of before, or probably have never thought of before, but the air around you is keeping the nitrogen in your blood from boiling out like a blood soda. Now, that is a very disturbing picture, that your blood can bubble out like soda can. But it can. And anyone who has experienced the bends, divers who dive very deep and then come up too fast, their blood does the exact same thing. It bubbles out the nitrogen out of their blood. And I've never had it happen, but I hear it's very painful. Now, as your nitrogen is bubbling out of your bloodstream, I would say, okay, now you can give me back the $997.6 million dollars, and I will return the air around you so that your blood stops bubbling out. And of course, no one would keep the money because that money would do you absolutely no good when you're not alive. And so, if you can't, you already have something worth more than $997 million dollars every day that you don't think about and you take for granted. Now, so, I mean, this is not to discourage you from, if you want to play the lottery, whatever, you're free to do so. We live in a free society. Just recognize your odds. Play responsibly if you want. You probably should. And understand that if you don't win the lottery, here's a quote that might console you. Around the world and throughout the millennia, those who have thought carefully about the workings of desire have recognized this, that the easiest way for us to gain happiness is to learn how to want the things we already have.